I just wrapped up all angles for the day. Once again, Madlanga Commission today, Andrea Johnson, day 5. And if you were watching, if you were listening, she does look very tired. She does look exhausted, and there's a good reason for that. She's been hammered once again by the evidence leader and by the commissioners. A lot of issues to deal with, but I'll try and summarize it for you in case you weren't watching. One of the issues coming up is the mandate of IDAC. What kind of investigations can they take on? Where does that overlap come in between IDAC, IPID and the SAPS when it comes to investigations? One of those, which they spent a lot of time on, was the arrest of the Member of Parliament Fadil Adams down in Cape Town. And one of the issues here that was picked up by the commissioners was the summons for the investigation, and the summons which ultimately led to the arrest of Fadil Adams. Listen to this, that in some instances, it would not even be Andrea Johnson herself who would sign off on these summonses. Sometimes it would be someone who is delegated to sign off on these summonses. The issue seems to be, for the commissioners, is Andrea Johnson, or was Andrea Johnson, always aware of all the summonses? Was she aware of the investigations underway while she was still head of IDAC? That seems to be one of the big issues. And to make my point with this, actually it was Commissioner Khumalo who made this point, suggesting there is a hidden hand driving IDAC's investigations. Very, very worrying statement. Some of the other big stories from today: Treasury is reopening. Treasury is giving back the money, or at least reopening the taps for funding for the various municipalities. Going to start end of July. Remember, a lot of municipalities, they had their funding shut down. There was a number of issues with how they were managing funds for the various municipalities. The taps are going to start opening again end of July. But if they can't stick, this is the municipalities, they can't stick to what is required of them when it comes to financial management, those taps again could very, very easily be closed before the end of the year. And then a warning, a weather warning for those who are down in the Eastern Cape, especially around Kogompo City and parts of KZN. Listen to this, there is orange level 6 warnings in place at the moment. Very heavy rain, high wind speeds, very, very dangerous sea conditions as well. So that warning in place for those two parts of the country. And just for the Johannesburg residents, I know there's a lot of anger around Pick It Up at the moment. Pick It Up is really struggling to get all the rubbish collected. We did hear from Nabila Sheikh, the Randburg depot. The operations there have been suspended again. From what we can understand, it is due to an ongoing labor meeting. And so if your rubbish hasn't been collected in many parts of Randburg specifically, it's because of an ongoing labor meeting. We'll keep a close eye on that. Thank you for watching. Anything that you need to catch up on, DSTV channel 403, and as always, eNCA.com and the social media platforms as well. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.